Hey, welcome to my Pisces Priestess channel, everybody. Welcome to October. It is October. And for this month, I definitely wanted to, holy crap, the wind is blowing strong out there. I'm looking out the window, but yeah. I wanted to do an intro video this month, guys, because it's a really intense month. October is just, this is just a very, very transformative time of year. And I thought it would be easiest just to kind of speak to everybody. So hello, everybody, all the signs. How are you guys doing? So yeah, I got some notes here about October, and also we're gonna do. I moved. I didn't mention that yet, but I have moved. Lots have been changing for me. Very intense energies. So I want to apologize for getting these videos out late. I'm not really sure when I'll get them uploaded because I don't have any Wi-Fi still. But I have a very peaceful environment and nice environment to record in, and that helps me. It helps my intuition and my spirituality a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of intense energies in the beginning of October for me. We had that full moon a couple of days ago on the 5th, and I'm not really sure when these will get uploaded, but that's why the videos are so late, because I am very sensitive to stuff like that. It's just been, October it's almost like I woke up in a new life, just to be honest. But I still love tarot and I still love astrology, so this is what I want to do. I'm getting my office all set up. This is my little spiritual room. I have my zodiac wheel over here, but it's a mess. I guess I can show you guys, but I'm going to be doing some recording by that. So we definitely have all of the zodiac energy present with us right now, and I've got all my little things, so that just makes me more comfortable. And yeah, guys, so we're going to do it a little bit different this month. That's why I'm just going to record an intro video so that everybody can see, because sometimes I say certain things for certain signs and then I forget to say it for other ones. So yeah, we're going to record an intro video. I've never done it like that. And we have a different kind of reading coming for October as well, guys. So first, let's just go over a little bit of, and I will mention this in certain videos, but October. Okay, October 2017. I've written down some of the major aspects I think that are happening. And we have that Aries full moon on October 5th. That was a very powerful moon. It was a couple days ago. I live in Michigan, so it was very cloudy here and I couldn't see the full moon. Some of my friends who were in other parts of Michigan, they saw it and the pictures were amazing. I had a Sagittarius hit me up and say that the moon was so big in the morning. Not even surprised, because Aries is our first zodiac sign. They're the first house of self. So I, as an astrologer and as someone who's spiritual, have been waiting for this Aries moon for so long. We only get an Aries full moon once every Libra season, so once every year. Very, very powerful. Anytime anything travels through Aries, Pisces is the sign right before Aries, kind of, because we're the 12th house, so we're last, and then Aries is first. So Aries and Pisces kind of chill together on the zodiac wheel, and we have a special bond as last and first. It's kind of a completion that happens. So when things pass through Pisces and they complete, and they pass through Aries, it's brand new, okay? And the moon travels around the zodiac wheel all the time, but it was full in Aries now. So full moons mean completions and new beginnings, and Aries means completions and new beginnings. So this moon was so powerful, and it definitely has set some energies in place of transformation. It's just amazing. So we did have that, of course, on the 5th for Aries. And we all have Aries in our chart somewhere. Oh, also on the 5th, we had Venus and Mars couple in the sky together, which is the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I hadn't always known about that, but as an astrologer, a very, very novice astrologer right now, but every day I'm, following the planets and checking birth charts, things like that. And I'm learning more and more about these planets and what they mean to us, as humans on this earth. So Venus and Mars, masculine, they're the divine lovers, the cosmic soulmates, and they were coupled together. They only do that every 2 years, and every 32 years they repeat exactly. So 32 years ago, I think it was it was the same day. It was October 6th, 1985, I want to say. Venus and Mars were coupled together, and they were coupled together in Virgo. So very, very beautiful energy for October 5th. A lot of completions and new beginnings. On the 19th, we have a Libra new moon. Okay, so it's gonna be different for all of us, but new moons are when the moon is invisible in the sky. So this is, some hidden secrets coming out, and it depends on where Libra is in your own chart. But we do have that new moon. I hear that it's going to be, kind of bizarre a little bit, but it should be okay. Just something to look out for on the 19th. This is when the sun and the moon are in the sky together. That's why we can't see it, because the sun and the moon are in the same, they're going to both be in Libra. And then we have Jupiter moving into Scorpio on the 10th. Okay, I'm excited about this. Jupiter is my traditional ruler. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So, as a Sag or a Pisces, and actually everyone, you really want to look out for this, because Jupiter moving signs is something that is it's like a hot topic in astrology right now. And that's happening on the 10th. It's going into Scorpio. Like, whoa, everyone, this is the planet of higher philosophy, higher thinking. It rules the ninth house. So your beliefs and things like that. So we want to be focusing on these things around the 10th. This is so awesome, guys, for Jupiter to be moving into Scorpio. And then on the 14th, we have Venus entering Libra, which is so cool because Venus rules Libra. Libra rules our relationships. It's the 7th house of partnerships and, not just romantic, but friendships and all of that. So Venus is going to come there, the goddess of love. And she's very, very at home with the scales of justice, Libra. So definitely something to look forward to on the 14th. And then we have Mercury moving into Scorpio on the 17th. I definitely want to take note of that. It all depends on where Scorpio is. On the zodiac wheel, we all can tell where the houses are, but we also have our own birth charts. I'm not sure if many of you who watch my videos also have your own birth charts. So for me, as an example, I have a midheaven Scorpio and my north node is Scorpio. So Mercury moving into that is, Scorpio is my sister sign. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, they're all water signs. So yeah, definitely really, important for all of us. You'd have to know your own birth chart, but these are the energies going on in the universe. Definitely some shifts going on, guys. And then, of course, the sun enters Scorpio on the 23rd. We're going to have Scorpio season, which I feel like is so awesome because, Halloween falls into Scorpio. I mean, it's in Scorpio season every year. And Scorpio's, mysterious and more so about the hidden emotions that we have and kind of the intimate secrets. And Halloween is mysterious like that too. So yeah, speaking of Halloween, on the 31st, we have Halloween. So those are the notes that I wrote down for October. I wanted to make sure everyone heard those, so I wanted to do this as an intro video. This whole video will be in the beginning of all the other videos, and I didn't want to make it over 10 minutes. So it looks like we have, some time to talk about the actual reading that we're going to do this month, okay? I'm going to be a little bit different, guys, and I'm going to be trying some new camera angles out, so let me know, now that I have this new apartment and everything like that. The lighting is different. There's just certain energies, I'm trying to feel it out. So this is my first, as November and December and all that and the new year, I'll probably gradually find my way and where I want to record at and stuff like that. But, I'm just going to mess around with it for October and see what's going on. But I am going to be using the Wisdom of the House of Night. This is my, kind of most mysterious deck. And I find that tarot readers are kind of diving into the kind of darker, mysterious reading. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use my Wisdom of the House of Night. And then, so we're going to do that for the main reading. And then we're going to pull some clarifiers with regular, this is the Page of Cups if you're curious. But yeah, we're going to just use my regular tarot. I miss my regular tarot. I actually, during the move, I was without them for about a week. And man, that was weird, guys. I'm really happy to have all my cards back and everything like that. So the reading, a lot of you may be familiar with Celtic cross reading. I have a reading that I kind of designed myself, and I promise you, it was when I first got my deck back in April. I kind of sat down and I just kind of designed my own reading, and little did I know this was actually a reading. Like, this is kind of something that makes me believe that I'm meant to read tarot, because I actually, it's very similar to the Celtic cross, but I just call it a cross-examination reading. So basically, I love these readings, you guys, because we have a core situation that Spirit is able to hone in on. So it's a 6-card reading. Oh, and I have my little angel shirt on, just in case you didn't know or see what that was, because it's Libra season, archangels and stuff. And I say that because I want to do this cross because I'm not religious at all, But, you know, crosses are often related to angel protection and things like that. So I wanted to do this cross examination. It very much looks like a cross. It's a 6 card placement reading. So, and I'm going to explain this more as I do your reading. But the middle card is the core is situation. And Spirit can choose any situation to talk to you about. I will know the reading when I see that card. I'll know that this is the core situation Spirit wanted to choose. Then, like anything in astrology, there's a south node and a north node. So I place a card right underneath the core situation because that is where you're coming from. That is the south node of what you're letting go of, okay? And then we have the north node where you're going to, where you should aim for, you know, where you're going. And then the two, this is what's different. The Celtic cross, I believe the two on the side have different meanings, but for me as a reader, I like to hold these placements for what Spirit has on your side because it's your foundation. You know, that's what I kind of figured out yesterday that it kind of means for me is these 2 cards that make up the cross. It would be the foundation and what Spirit has on your side, what's protecting you, your protected foundation. And I'll explain more of that in the individual readings. And then the 6th card is overall guidance. And then of course we have the underlying energy, which is the bottom of the deck for you guys. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit different this month. I've never done cross-examination readings, and I'm going to try to do a different kind of, I'm recording on a laptop, so it's going to be kind of interesting to get it at an angle where you guys can see the placements. I think it's very important for you guys to be able to see where the cards lie, but I'm going to explain them and try to show them to the camera as best as I can. But alright, I'm really ready to get your guys' reading started. I had this whole day to record and kind of be creative and tap into Spirit. My intuition is recharged. I feel good. So I'm very ready. I hope you guys are ready too. This is your October reading. So let's get started with it, guys, and we'll see what comes up. Hi Cancer, welcome to your October video. This month we're going to be using the Wisdom of the House of Night deck, and I am in front of a window, so there is kind of a glare, but I'm going to try my best to show you guys these cards here, especially as they lay, because we're going to be doing a cross-examination reading, and that's basically a 6-card spread with a core situation that Spirit is able to choose for you. So I'm just going to shuffle right here on camera for you. I've already kind of shuffled beforehand, before the recording. But we're going to get some, whoa, okay. Well, we had a card fly right out. That's rigid. So my cards are definitely ready. All right, Cancer. Let's see here how these lay. So this would be the South Node, where you're coming from, what you're letting go of, what you're learning from, and then this would be your North Node. I'm going to lay this on the side here. Your cards came out very fast, and you know, that happens sometimes with energies that are, you know, really clear messages, ready to, oh, that's a few cards there, Cancer. We did have Reminder come out, Fulfillment, and Oath, if that means anything to you guys, but I'm going to shuffle. With these readings, it's very important to get single cards. I mean, sometimes I'll have 2 cards come out for a core situation, and you know, if that happens, then I just feel that it's meant to be. I try to heed my intuition most of all, but it's very important that these cards here, they all have a very important meaning that I'm going to explain to you. This is what's on your side, Cancer, and we have Individuality there. And then this is what Spirit is placing on your side this month in October. So what could we put next to Individuality for Cancer for this core examination, cross-examination reading, core situation? We're looking for a card on the side here. And we had a few more cards come out, Cancer. We have the Warrior, Honesty, Fragments. Okay, so you guys are going through a lot of different energies. Probably every Cancer is going through something a little bit different, but I can feel the intensity. I don't want to say that's just because I'm a water sign. I just feel a very intense messages coming out already for you guys. So Spirit, Looking for one card to place on the side of Cancer. Let's help these Cancers out this month in October. Ooh. One card. What's on Cancer's side? We have individuality on Cancer's side. What else is on Cancer's side for the month of October? These cards are a little bit bigger and more new than my original deck, so we do have to be very patient with Spirit. I trust that the right card will come out. Oh, okay. Alright, well, that's interesting, Cancer. We have complicated on your side, so that's very interesting. And then we're looking for one more card here, Spirit. This is the overall guidance of the entire reading of the month of October. So what is the overall guidance for Cancer? Cancer Moon, Cancer Risings, specifically the Cancers that will be watching my videos on Pisces Priestess channel. What is a good card for guidance? You know what, Cancer? It might have helped a little bit if I cut the deck before your reading, but you know, I just kind of go with these things. So we have the bottom of the deck is invisible, so we will be going back to that energy. We have oath under that as well. And when I first shuffled the cards in the beginning of your reading, you guys, oath was already underneath. So there's a certain oath. It's probably an invisible oath that Cancer is taking this month in October, I'm seeing. So that's very interesting. I'm going to try to get this so that you guys can see all the cards. That's the most important part to me. Alright, so we have your cross-examination reading here, Cancer, for the month of October. So let's key in here and see what Spirit is trying to say to you. Well, we're going to start with the core situation. This is why I really like these readings, because Spirit can choose any situation to kind of hone in on, and it's going to be the most important situation. And for you, Cancer, it's rigid. And I'm going to play around with these cards a little bit so that you're able to see them. I hope you can. But you see this bird here? This is a new deck for me. I just got it a few months ago, but this card, it stuck out to me immediately. Rigid. What does it mean to be rigid? You know, it's an interesting word, but what I'm drawn here seeing is this very stone, edgy wall, right? We all have walls that we put up, I want to say, you know, when we're hurt or when we feel vulnerable. And this card talks a lot about letting that very strong, you know, edgy, rigid wall down. So there are probably some Cancers in the month of October that have either put a wall up. I know lots of Cancers who definitely have a wall up, and it's nothing wrong, Cancer. You are the crab. And crabs have, you know, this layer of protection. And that's what I'm kind of seeing this wall as for you in the month of October in 2017. Is this very strong, you know, we had the warrior card pop out a little bit. Maybe this has something to do with oath. Also, I'm led to look at the invisible card again. So, you know, you could be feeling, let that wall down, Cancer. It's falling down. Could be feeling a little bit invisible this month, or that you would like to be, I want to say. And it could be an invisible wall, right? This invisible wall of protection that Cancer always has. You guys are very protected people, especially emotionally. You know, as a Pisces, I'm able to feel that about you guys. You guys are my brothers and sisters when it comes to water. So this month, Spirit is definitely talking to you guys about this wall that some of you may have up. Now, if you're not understanding what I mean by that, then it could also mean defensiveness. It could mean protection. So we're going to get farther into the reading, Cancer. All these cards kind of, you know, mesh in with each other, and they all mean something. So we're going to go along, and we're also going to pull clarifiers here with regular tarot at the end. So your South Node, Cancer, is beautifully the high priestess of water. That is very beautiful. You guys are the high priestess of water. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, all very powerful water signs. So in this position in the reading, this is where you're coming from. And this is kind of the south node of the situation. So when we talk about the south node in astrology, it's very similar to a letting go kind of energy. It's your where you're going. Well, north node is more so where you're going, but you know, you have, in order to go somewhere, you have to come from somewhere. So the south node is more so where you're coming from. So Cancer, you're coming from a place of water, a place of emotion. Okay, so what I'm feeling is that for the high priestess to show up here, you know, Cancer, this is also like the past a little bit, and then this would be like the future. So Cancer, there's a lot of emotion here. Okay, right off the bat, I can see this watery look that you guys may have. You are feeling a little rigid. Even this lady in this reading, it's funny how she's kind of showing me a little bit of a rigid energy, like very receptive and open to things like water would be, but also very on the rocks, literally on the rocks. So Cancer, you know, if that relates to anybody, some of you guys can be on the rocks about a situation. Some of you could be feeling like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. And, you know, that's a very interesting core situation. It's just showing up, Cancer, because some of you out there, hopefully the ones that are watching my video, you know, Spirit always sends me messages to tell the right people. So I'm just going to go with this here and trust that it gets to the right people. But, you know, this is a very rocky feeling. This is a crow here on these rocks. And it kind of looks like he's, you know, looking over. So it could be like on the fence about something, which is what I meant by caught between a rock and a hard place. It certainly seems kind of like a decision. Did I see choices under here? No. We have just oath under there. So there we go. Kind of interesting there. We'll get into that a little bit more. But let's go back to this high priestess of water. Very emotional, intuitive, you know, psychic kind of feeling. And Cancer, that's exactly what you are. You know, you are the most emotionally intelligent of the water signs because you're a cardinal water sign. So you're about action. And I always, you know, think that that's very interesting, as water is a more flowing element. But to be a Cancer, you know, just like Aries, Capricorn, or Libra, they are the cardinal signs of their element. So you're the cardinal water sign. And I just have a lot of respect for you, because I can't even imagine as a mutable sign how you put the action towards emotions. Emotions are more of a behind the scene thing usually, you know, more of an inner type of thing. And Cancer is just so emotionally intelligent and so psychic with that. So the reading here is definitely showing you coming from a place of who you are. You know, you are very watery, but, you know, Spirit is also being honest about you being a little bit protected. So I see a lot of emotional protection here. I see a lot of maybe even emotional vulnerability for some of you. So please definitely heed that. There's a reason why. You know, I trust you, Cancer. This card could come up in many different places in a reading, but for this to be your core situation, I kind of see you guys as this bird. I guess I could show you as I talk about it. I'm just a little bit worried about the glare there, but hopefully you guys can see when it's uploaded. But we definitely have this bird sitting here on these rocks here, and he could fly away, you know, Cancer. So I don't think that you'll be stuck on this wall here, but maybe you're doing some thinking. Maybe you're doing, I just see decision making with it. I don't know why that keeps coming to my mind, but it's kind of like riding the fence about a situation. You know, it's like either this half of the fence or the other half. I feel like maybe Cancer, this month of October is really transforming for a lot of us. And I feel like with you being a Cancer, there are a lot of emotional decisions that you'll have to make. Perhaps you're even a little bit more hard, feeling a little bit more rigid with your emotions. And rigid, I think rigid is just being defensive. You know, I think having, like I hear sometimes that word is thrown in there with rigid personality. So, you know, it just has more of a feeling than a definition. Rigid kind of like just way protected and kind of cold almost, you know. But we have this bird here to remind us that we can always take flight away from these things. So, you know, Cancer, you could be even flying away from defensiveness at some points, and for some people, places, and things. But it's definitely emotional. You know, I'm very drawn to this High Priestess of Water, and it's interesting that she has the number 4 above her card because you're the 4th house, Cancer. So that is telling me that this may even have to do with home life. Okay, so there may be something in the south node of your situation that has to do with the 4th house of home, and the 4th house of home is also the 4th house of emotional security, which brings me back to this rigid. But we're gonna just go ahead and, you know, I'm very drawn to these 2 cards, but we have other placements here as well Spirit is wanting to talk to you about. So these here, as I mentioned before, are what Spirit is protecting you with. Spirit always protects both sides. It's not going to leave one side vulnerable. So the first thing that Spirit is saying is on your side this month, Cancer, is individuality, which is very interesting because we had an Aries full moon a couple days ago. So your individuality is definitely on your side this month, Cancer. So, you know, Spirit is saying be who you are. And here's this bird again. You see this bird on her arm or by her side. It's not black anymore. It's a pink color. So that's very interesting. There's something with birds this month also with Cancer, and I just see that because there's 2 of them in your picture, and they're right by each other. There's 2 birds in these pictures here, except for in this picture it's a lot softer color. Meaning that your energy is, you know, it's on your side to be a little bit more soft and colorful. We don't always have to be, you know, very rigid or on the fence about something. This bird seems, you know, more in distress. If this bird were thinking about something, I feel like it would be very complicated thoughts. And it's weird that I say that. Wow, because that is the next card for you, Cancer. But this is coming up on your side. Okay, and this card is very interesting to me. The picture is just is what it is. It's there's not really much to look at, and it makes it even more of a complicated card. Isn't that weird? But this is coming up on your side, Cancer. So complication is actually on your side this month. So what I'm interpreting that as is that for any Cancers out there who may be going through complicated, you know, trials, tribulations, hurdles, you know, anything that could be complicated. It may even be complicated to be yourself in the month of October. You know, it is a Libra season. Libras are the cardinal air sign, as I mentioned before. And I'm not a cardinal sign. I have a cardinal rising sign. I have a Capricorn rising. So I understand the cardinal energy a little bit, but that's just my spirit. You know, I'm a Pisces when it comes to my sun in the birth chart. So I'm very mutable for the most part. So I don't really know what cardinal seasons do to other cardinal seasons. I'm a dual sign. I have 2 fish. Libra's a dual sign. They have 2 balance scales. Gemini, 2 twins. So there's 3 dual signs in the astrology zodiac signs. And one thing I wanted to mention about that, aside from you being a cardinal sign and it being Libra season, I just feel like when it's a mutable season, all the mutable signs, their energy is kind of brought to the forefront. And maybe that's why you're being a little rigid, Cancer. Maybe you're just a little bit on the defense. And you know what I'm going to mention, Cancer? And I won't forget my other thought either, but, well, I might, but you may be feeling a little rigid this month, and I'm gonna interpret rigid in this reading as protected. I see this wall of defense. It's a stone wall. No one's getting through this wall, okay? You're going to have to be a bird. And even that bird is you. Like, these aren't other people's birds. This is your bird. It's definitely you. This bird is you, your individuality. So you're taking flight this month, and who you are is changing. We had an Aries full moon, you know, another cardinal energy. So you could be feeling a little rigid and protecting over who you are this month. You want to protect the emotions. You know, as water signs, we do identify with our emotions. And that's a lot of what's going on here in these cards. So you're coming from a place of emotional identity, which is beautiful, Cancer. You know, you wouldn't be a Cancer if that wasn't true. So what I was going to say is that Cancer, you guys are very psychic, and I'm not sure if you're aware of psychic attack, things like that, but the more intuitive you are and the more psychic you are, there are certain energies, certain complicated energies, and complicated is a very nice way to put it because they're not very, um, not all these energies are kind and on our side. I do honor both light and dark as a spiritualist. So we have the good and the bad with everything, but I'm heated to tell you guys just to be careful and to protect yourself. No wonder protection is coming up in the middle of your reading because you just want to watch the kind of people you're around this month with all these darker energies kind of coming out with Jupiter moving into Scorpio, and with the sun moving into Scorpio, Mercury moving into Scorpio, all these energies, Scorpio is our sister sign, right? So the Scorpio energies we kind of understand, especially you, Cancer. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Obviously, you're doing the right thing by just kind of putting up a wall. In some readings, this wall would be interpreted as bad, to be rigid kind of sounds limiting or too protecting. But, in this case, Cancer, I can feel the energy that this wall is very needed. If I was a Cancer, I would definitely be putting up this wall. And, it might be even to make yourself invisible for a while. You're very, very, very psychic, Cancer. I mean, people call you guys emotional, but this lady, when I look at her, I don't see, oh, she's so emotional. What I see is someone who's very, very psychic and very in touch and in tune with their emotions. And that is why Cancer is psychic. But humans see things as kind of simple. So they just think Cancer is, oh, crybabies or wallowers. People call you wallowers. And I'm like, it might be because I'm a Pisces and that I kind of understand water and emotions. I'm not sure. But I don't think Cancers are that emotional. You guys are actually not that emotional. Like, you probably are inside, but as far as all the Cancers I know, they're very, very strong, and they do their best to kind of hide their emotions, to make their emotions invisible. So there could be some of that going on in the month of October. Now let's try to remember what I was going to say up here. I wanted to talk to you guys about the psychic attacks that happen. And don't worry, Libras, they protect Cancer, cardinal signs. Libras are the archangels, and they definitely protect Cancer. And with all this energy going into Scorpio, it is our sister sign. So, I'm kind of happy about that. Jupiter is my ruling planet. Jupiter rules the ninth house of philosophy and higher thinking. And that's going to take, kind of a turn more towards the dark side. And light and dark, they don't mean good and bad. They don't mean negative and positive. They're just certain energies, and I'm sure you know this, Cancer. Some of you very intelligent Cancers watching my video probably already know this, but light can be good and bad, dark can be good and bad, and we all have both inside us, right? So there's just some protection here. Maybe the light and dark of other people's emotions, and this is where you're coming from. So you're already coming from a place of psychic intuition, Cancer. So you really want to apply that to your individuality and to the reason why you may be feeling a little rigid. Probably being careful. If this bird were to take a wrong step, his stone wall could kind of fall down. And you don't want, I'm hearing something with casting stones. I think Cancer is just, I'm not sure why a lot of astrologers are saying this. I watch a lot of astrologers, and they're just kind of defending Cancer right now, trying to protect Cancer, because I am very aware of certain energies that, I'm not sure why they come after Cancer, the fourth house of emotional protection. But if you do feel a lot of anxiety or feel even, it can come in many ways, Cancer. These energies, these complicated energies, they're on your side though. Let's not forget that. All this complication this month is on your side. And what that means is that some of these things were actually designed by Spirit, okay? Sometimes the divine will actually put complication, it's good for us. This complicated wall that you have put up, it's all in divine nature. It's all spirituality. And it's so interesting, Cancer, because you guys are the high priests and high priestesses. Like, that's literally what you are on the zodiac wheel, is the high priest and high priestesses. And the high priestess of water came out for you. That's so amazing. It's just literally, I don't want you to forget that spirit literally sees you as the high priestess of water, and that is the place that you're coming from. And because of that, I'm going to trust the fact that you guys are a little rigid this month. I'm going to trust the fact that you're protecting your individuality, and you guys know when to be that dark black bird, and you know when to be that soft, calm person. You're just protecting your individuality right now. You may even make some parts of yourself invisible this month. And I also feel for some Cancers that your individuality may be a little complicated. It might be because of that cardinal energy. There's a lot of cardinal energy right now, and I'm sure Cancer can feel that. You guys are ruled by the moon, right? And this Aries full moon on October 5th was very, very powerful, bringing light to all of our individualities, especially for you, Cancer. Your individuality is on your side this month. I'm seeing that some of you may be feeling a little rigid about your identity or individuality. It may be a little bit complicated because of that. This line here is symbolic for your foundation in the reading. So this is this is your foundation, Cancer, which is good for you because you're about emotional foundation. So we have this individuality here, rigid, complicated. And I'm seeing that, this defensive wall we have up in the middle here may have something to do with complication. So I need you to focus a lot this month on what's complicated for you, what doesn't come easy. I know you're usually pretty easygoing, Cancer, but I feel like Cancers deal with complicated things often. At least in the month of October, Spirit is saying that all these complicated things are on your side. It's all about this intuition that you have, and you want to use your intuition, use your emotional intelligence to help you through these complicated things, to help you better, help you be more of that watery individual. And Cancer, what I just heard there is that Cancer is rigid to a certain extent. If I was this emotional person with all these emotions, and it's not only your emotions, you feel the emotions of other people. You can feel the emotional ulterior motives that people have. So to be that psychic when it comes to something that we hide so much, you are ruled by the moon, as I was saying, and we all have a moon sign. I have a Taurus moon sign. Our moon sign is symbolic for what we hide as people, and it's like Cancer knows that. Cancer really understands what people hide deep, deep, deep down. And if I were to know that, then I would also have this wall up. So I don't want you to feel defensive about this defensive wall you may have up. I'm telling you that I understand. I understand why Cancer has a wall up this month. It's to protect their individuality. It's to protect them from complicated things. Things are already complicated enough for you, I'm hearing. So don't feel bad. And if you don't have a wall up, just know that Spirit is encouraging you to put up a wall. It might even put this wall up for you because this is very strategically built. This wall is very strategically built with very, it's very rocky. It's not like a very neat layered wall. It's kind of like all these stones were thrown at you and you made a wall with them. These stones could be symbolic for people's words. It could be symbolic for things that people have done, actually physical violence, something like that. I'm not sure if this applies to all Cancers. You guys will have to let me know, but I'm sensing the energies here. So we talked a little bit about with this complicated individuality, right? You building a wall up. You may be going through changes when it comes to who you are and who you identify with, who you are as an individual. This is about being unique. This is all the Aries full moon, okay? You're ruled by the moon, Cancer. Aries came in. Aries is the first house of self. So, we all are doing a little bit of reevaluation with who we are. And us water signs, especially Cancer this month, we may need to be a little bit invisible and we may need to kind of put up a wall of invisibility so that we can do this work behind the scenes. Because I mean, I'm a water sign, I get it. It's kind of too risky sometimes to show our vulnerability out in the open to people. And you might be keeping certain things hidden this month. You may even be keeping who you are as hidden, because you are going through some changes, Cancer. I see that. Build that wall up. Build that wall up. And that bird can fly, so it's not like that wall's gonna stay up. I feel like as we enter Scorpio season, all this water energy is really gonna help Pisces and Cancer out. Cancer out. And also for the cross watchers, if you're not a Cancer and you're just watching because you're maybe dating a Cancer or have a Cancer rising, this Scorpio energy is gonna help out any water that you have in your chart. Okay, so just wait on it, Cancer. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to be in our natural element soon. It's already a place where you're coming from. And since we're talking about that, let's talk about where you're going. Now, your North Node, this is Spirit's way of telling you where you should aim for, kind of the future. And we have self-worth. And that's beautiful, Cancer. So you're coming from a place of emotional self-worth. And this person, there's a lot of hearts here. This is kind of like a self-love card. So, for those Cancers who are feeling rigid, maybe someone has hurt you, and there's some reason for Cancer to be protected right now. And it could be energy, it could be protecting from bad people, bad psychic attacks. There's just so many different things. And the way that Spirit is showing you that you can get out of all this is self-love. Very important this month, Cancer, to apply self-love and self-worth. Okay, self-worth and self-love are very, very beautiful things. And she's surrounded by green. I'm not sure if you can see that down here, but there's green trees, like kind of leaves that she's looking at. So it's about growing your self-love as well. And being, this individuality and self-worth, they're pretty great cards to come out for you. Because you really want to love who you are this month, Cancer. You really want to protect that about yourself. That's why protection and rigidness, you're really timid. You're kind of hesitant this month. And you want to apply that to your individual life. So there's something that you're not quite sure about, right? And you want to protect your individuality about it. Like, do I do this? Do I really want to do this? Is this who I am? Is this a reflection of my self-worth? So with the South Node as the High Priestess and the North Node as self-worth, you're coming from a place of emotion. Someone may have caused these emotions. This could just be your natural watery self, but it's going to cause a lot of self-worth in yourself. That's how water signs work. We feel emotions, and it makes us more who we are, right? It makes us love emotions are worth it to us, is what I'm trying to say. And it's worth it to express this water and where you're coming from. You're, no matter what, Cancer, you're coming from a place of deep emotion, and I'm seeing. Whether, I'm not sure how you process that as a Cancer or not, but it's definitely coming up to love yourself because of those emotions. Okay, Cancer could just be feeling emotional right now, and they may just start applying that to their self-worth, which I strongly encourage, because this is a strange energy, this complicated, rigid individual. You may be dealing with a complicated, rigid individual. Some Cancers may be feeling that way themselves. We're definitely going to get some clarifiers, though. So your overall guidance for this is success, which is a great card. We have this scroll here that says congratulations. So just know that everything complicated, this wall that we've built up as water signs, all the emotion, I see a lot of you actually starting to love yourself more. This is what the reading is telling me. I'm seeing that a lot of you are loving yourself more in the month of October. Coming into Scorpio season, will be more individuals. We'll have more of a unique perception. Uniqueness is on your side, Cancer. Don't be afraid to be who you are, even if that person's complicated, even if that person's rigid. This is the Spirit is telling you this. It feels very Cancerian. It feels very Cancer, because Cancers are often misunderstood. People think you guys are complicated, emotional people, and that can be true to a certain extent, but there's so much more going on here. It's very successful. So don't worry, Cancer. Just know that you're on the right path, especially if you're coming from a place of emotion and applying that more to self-love and self-worth. It's very successful. Your emotions, very successful. They will lead you to success. Whatever is complicated, it's on your side. It's brief, and it will be successful. Who you are as an individual is successful. And even this wall you've built up, you built it successfully. So, some of these things are just kind of meant to be that way right now. And these are the energies. And we do have invisible here, and then oath. This card came up a lot. And it may be even an oath of love, Cancer, because we have this oath and we have the love card. But just be careful, because we have deceit underneath that. So, for some Cancers, I was, led to do this and led to talk about these cards. So there may be someone who is deceiving you in a love way. So just be careful of the invisible oaths that you're taking. It's very, very right for you to, I'm going to be honest with you, Cancer. You really want to protect yourself this month in October. There's too much going on for someone as psychic as you, and you just really want to protect yourself. I'm hearing that very strongly. I'm being a little oversensitive about this rigid. I'm trying not to hurt your guys' feelings, but straight up, you may need to build a very, very stone wall. Speaking of that stone wall, let's get some energies. We're just going to pull some clarifiers for Cancer for the month of October. Cross-examination reading. We have rigid right in the middle, Spirit. Could you tell me more about this rigid wall that Cancer has up? Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. All right. Very interesting. Anything else about that? Because I kind of feel what that might mean. Very passionate. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles. So, Cancer, you may be feeling rigid in a passionate way. When I see the Queen of Wands, I feel very passion. I'm not sure if you can see that. I hope so. But I feel a lot of passion coming from the Queen of Wands. You may be even rigid because of a fire sign, I'm hearing for some of you, because this is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius woman. And for the men, it could be, for the girls, it could be vice versa. This is a fire sign. And there is this black cat down here, okay, that I'm drawn to see, because that's very spiritual. We are around Halloween time. So you may even be, if that doesn't apply to you, there may be a few Cancers that are rigid against either a fire sign or an earth sign. There's some type of completion going on with finances. This is a fulfillment card as well. And this is also talks about family and ancestors. So I'm hearing a lot of different things. Okay, there's a lot going on with Cancer this month. You could be feeling rigid over family matters. And there could be some type of completion with a family matter where you just put up this wall once and for all. You're very protected from people in your family right now. For some Cancers, that'll apply to. Others, it could be a job. You could be feeling rigid with your finances right now, maybe very protecting of your finances. Some of you may have got a new job recently, which is causing this kind of completion. So, yeah, you could be just feeling passionate and completed with this passion. Passionate about your finances is what I was going to say. Because, this is a 10 card. And this does mean completions in astrology or in tarot. So there's something that was completed with finances. And this is validating the rigid. Okay, so, Cancer. I'm seeing a lot going on here. Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. So you could definitely be feeling a little bit rigid. And it's weird. She has like kind of a rigid look on her face as well. Just kind of worried a little bit. Just defensive. But, this wall was built out of passion is what I'm hearing. This is just a fiery wall, So that also could mean anger a little bit for some of you. But it's definitely a completion. Like, it's a passionate completion, which is so interesting. Because I'm seeing kind of a wall in this Ten of Pentacles card as well. So that, you guys may identify with these cards personally. And definitely heed your own intuition about these two cards. But that is what's coming up to verify rigid. And we may even get a little bit more on that. I'm just very drawn. Like, maybe I am outside of that wall. as a water sign, and like that wall is so energetically powerful, Cancer, that I can't even really tap into it as a tarot reader. Not trying to give you an excuse, but I do feel very outside of a wall. Like Spirit is showing me that right now. It's kind of like I don't feel cold. Almost, it's almost a cold feeling. It's just kind of, well, as a water sign, I'm just accepting it. Like, oh, okay, that's not my territory. So I'm not sure, Cancer, what's going on with you. Just, don't feel too alone behind that wall. Make sure you're not blacking out the, wrong people. So we have the Fool verifying the High Priestess of Water. So there's a new beginning of emotions that you're coming from. Something may have revealed itself to you, Cancer. There was a new beginning. This is the South Node, so it's kind of where you're coming from, what you're letting go of. So you're coming from a new place of emotional foundation. You're coming from new emotional journeys. So, you may be feeling ways that you haven't felt ever before or in a long time, Cancer. But this is a beautiful card. This is kind of an Aries card too. So, some Cancers may be with Aries or may have Aries energy. But what I'm mostly looking at here is that it's just such a new beginning. And there is water in this picture too, crashing up. So a lot of emotions here. And you're just ready to start a new journey emotionally. Start a new journey psychically and intuitively. Maybe there's a new journey that Cancer is going on emotionally or intuitively or psychically. But that's a beautiful card to be validating the High Priestess of Water. And it would explain why self-worth is up top, because it's like kind of a new beginning of emotions. So it's kind of like you hit the reset button on emotions, and it's very, I like this white dog here at the bottom, if you can see him. It's kind of symbolic for loyalty and purity. So you're loyal to your emotions. You may have someone who's around you who you feel loyal, who you feel that is loyal to your emotions. If not, I'd definitely be building up that wall too, Cancer. Some people might not understand it, but Cancer, they can shut you out. Like, they're the hermit crab. So we have the Sun, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So I'm not sure if this was Spirit kind of validating this here, but I'm going to put it up by the self-worth, because we have, this is kind of an earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So that's very interesting. And for this to come out with self-worth, it's kind of like this, it's weird, this Page of Pentacles. Anytime you see a pentacle in tarot, it's talking about worth and value. So and pages are talking about new beginnings. So there's definitely a new beginning here with like emotional value. And I see you guys loving yourself more because of that. So the Cancers that are doing this and that can apply to this, I'm very proud of you, because I see you guys loving yourself so much more, valuing your emotions and your individuality so much more. It's kind of like this is the worth. I'm just reading it like that in this reading. And the Sun as well. We had the Sun come out to validate this self-worth card. So, the Sun is really, this is harmony. And this is Leo as well. So it's kind of strength, the strength to have self-worth. I mean, and these cards are just really beautiful to come out together, because it's telling me that you're going to a place of more sunshine and of more value. And this could be real value. This could be more money. Some people, I think it's a little bit sad when people who only find, when they have money, they only feel of value, because that's so not true. So for some Cancers, no disrespect, you could be getting more money. If you've been in a time of poverty or anything like that, I know that can get a water sign down. Maybe there's something with finances here. I see the Ten of Pentacles and this Page of Pentacles. So I'm seeing new job opportunities for Cancer finally. It might have something to do with Saturn and Sagittarius. That's changing soon. And I believe that's in your house of career. Let's see, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap. Oh yeah, it's your 6th house. Okay, so Sagittarius is your 6th house. And it's the 6th house of lifestyle. Sagittarius, your 6th house, and karma. It has everything to do with karma. So I know some Cancers who have recently, really beat some kind of financial karma that they had to deal with. They were very unemployed and not having as much money as they wanted recently. And in October, kind of late September, it kind of broke free from a certain cancers that I see. So there's a new beginning here. In your finances, you're finally seeing the warmth and the sunshine with your finances. I mean, this is just great. This is great, Cancer. I understand now why you'll be feeling, more self-worthy. Because, we do live on Earth, and on Earth we have money. So I'm hoping that a lot of you Cancers are feeling better with your finances and with your own self-worth. But let's not only compare that to money. It's anything that's real. So it could very much be a house or, a relationship even. But, that's more a cups card. But whatever it is very beautiful. And you're going to start to see and feel the sunshine. And I also see things, there's a lot of sun cards here. Like this lady is holding a sunflower, if you can see it. And then there's sunflowers here. And also I see that there's a white horse. And in this picture, there is a white dog. So there's a lot of purity movement. I'm seeing, to me, that means, oh, Cancer. You see this wall here? See that wall behind this little naked baby? So, the wall here, this might be a completion. Okay. This might be a completion of this wall. Because Ten of Pentacles is a very tangible thing. It's a very real thing. And I just kind of see, you guys coming from a much colder place. Your core situation is this very cold wall here. But the north node of your situation, we have this wall, and now there's sunflowers all over it. So I'm really led to see this, Cancer. I hope you guys can see this. The sun is really going to start shining on you guys in October. By the end of the month, I feel like this wall, what I see here is that you planted sunflowers where there was stones. You know what I mean by that? Because this has to do with completions and earth, okay? And then this lady has a sunflower in her hand. So, and that is right here in the middle. And then in your north node, there's sunflowers on the wall now. You see what I mean there? So it's like this queen, this could be this could be a fire sign that comes to you guys in your rigid place. Or maybe it's newfound passion that you guys have. And whatever it is, it really lessens that wall that you have held up. There's even sunflowers behind her on her own wall. So I'm seeing something there with that, Cancer, that you're headed towards a place of more happiness and light and harmony. This is a very beautiful card for abundance and just awesome, very awesome. I'm led to this little kid here, this little small baby here, this in his or her most vulnerable state. And then we have this red flag here to symbolize passion. So the passion is going to come in for you maybe around Scorpio season. That's still in October, around the 23rd. The sun will move into Scorpio. So I believe that, Cancer. I believe when the sun enters Scorpio, you and me will be doing a lot better. And I can feel it already. And there will be a lot of new beginnings of worth, new beginnings of emotional worth. That's what I'm seeing here. We have this in your south node and in your north node. So let's get a card for success. Okay. And right away we have the Three of Pentacles pop out. So I knew it. I knew Cancer is doing something this month with work. This is teamwork here. This is, you see this man here. He's trying to build kind of a window, this church window, and these people have a plan for him. So it's about following plans and kind of contracts, kind of. And it's about work. When I see this Three of Pentacles, it's definitely about work, but working with others, sharing your ideas, and that is coming up with success. So it's very successful in the month of October for you to pair up with certain people that you trust, of course, and do some work with them. And not only that, but you're just going to be successful in work. This is another Pentacle card here. So, the Three of Pentacles, you're going to be doing very well in your work, Cancer. You're going to be feeling more of value, whether that be emotionally or actually having more coin. I just see that. I felt that here, that you were feeling rigid before about finances. Who knows, Cancer? I don't really think, some of you may have been feeling that way about people, but when this came up to validate this, I just felt that it was more of a financial thing. especially it was something ending, okay? And that's probably why there's sunflowers on your guys' wall now, because you're feeling a lot better. You're feeling a lot more self-worthy because you maybe have a better job, or you got a promotion, or something with financial like struggles, complication ended. So let's get a couple more cards here just to validate individuality and complicated. So we'll see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so individuality, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we have so many pentacles here for you this month, Cancer. So money and worth and value, very, 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 very prominent in your reading. And I'm always drawn to this little rabbit down here in the corner. This was one of the first tarot cards that I was given back in a Renaissance fair. And she mentioned that this rabbit is symbolic for new beginnings. So you're going to be very grounded, Cancer. Interesting for this card to come up as individuality, because you're definitely going to be more grounded. This is a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So, you know, earth signs are very grounded with their finances and with their who they are. This queen is looking down at everything that she values, okay? She's looking down at what is hers individually. So I'm seeing that, you know, here's this stone chair again. So you may just be turning into a more protected kind of person, more grounded, like an earth sign. Earth is our opposite, Cancer. Your opposite is Capricorn. So you could just be more like your opposite this month. And let's see this complicated. Let's get a little information about complicated for Cancer. Complicated. Why is this complicated card here? Okay, we did have the Devil card try to pop out. Let's see what that's about here. Because I was mentioning Capricorn. I see that there's like a new love offer for Cancer, because we have the Knight of Swords, which is a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but it's attached to this Devil here. So just be careful, Cancer. Remember how there was deceit in your reading? Well, I'm definitely seeing that there's some deceit here for Cancer, and there's this love offer coming in, right? This is a very sweet energy, very calm water energy, but this is about love coming in. He's offering this kind of cup. I'm not sure if you can see because of the glare, but he's offering this cup, and this is complicated, but this is all on your side too. This is the area of your foundation where Spirit, but there's a love offer that's complicated. It could be a Capricorn. I was just talking about Capricorn for you. This is your opposite, but you know, this could be a subconscious kind of. This Devil card is not very good in most cases. It could be feeling chained to a certain love opportunity, like you have to be in this love. You could be feeling chained to somebody subconsciously, Cancer. So just be careful, because we also have the Five of Swords coming up after that, which is a take energy. No wonder Cancer is feeling protected this month. Okay, and we have the Eight of Swords after that. So there's a lot of sword energy. This is feeling emotionally like, you see how her feet are not in the water down there. So this is emotionally withdrawn and feeling trapped mentally. Like, I do not like these two cards together, Cancer, but I love you guys. So I wanted to show you what Spirit was showing you, because we have the Four of Swords after that, which is, you know, you really want to make sure you're getting the rest that you need this month. Make sure you're not overburdening yourself with other people's work, because remember, work is very successful for you this month. Very, very, very successful. Congratulations, Cancer, on the new jobs, on new money. But just make sure you're not overworking yourself. Okay, it's interesting that the Four of Swords will come up, which is a very resting, meditative energy. And here's this church again, where here they're building the window to the church. So just make sure you rest every time you build something, because everything will get done. But just make sure it's not all getting done because of you. And this is the Nine of Pentacles, a single energy, enjoying, you know, this is self-worth again coming up for you. Could be complicated. This is all being verified by the complicated card. So this is all what's complicated for Cancer. We have the Magician coming up here, which I like to see. This is all suits, jack of all traits. You know, just be careful of distractions though. For some of you, this is coming up to show you that there's going to be distractions when it comes to you working on your own. Okay, so, you know, all this work on your own energy. Make sure you're resting. And not distracted by that Magician. Just be the Magician. These cards I love together. It's very similar to each other. They're both working and enjoying their own fruits. See all the grapes, and she's very fulfilled. This is a very fulfilled energy, and fulfillment came out in the beginning. So there is something with that as well, Cancer. But for the most part, I see the Eight of Pentacles coming out here, and it talks about self-work. Okay, and this is the last card here for that, for the complicated. So we're gonna have to be working on what's complicated for us this month, and not letting other people overcomplicate it. So be careful of that devil, subconscious, addiction, kind of manipulative energy, okay? Because we had some of that under here with love and deceit happening, okay? So just be careful, Cancer. That was a lot. That was a lot of energy there for you, and I really hope that it was relatable. A lot of energy. And the readings for October this far, they've been a little bit mysterious. Why would I expect anything different, you know, around Halloween time and stuff like that? As a tarot reader, I'm feeling a lot of different energies, a lot of spirits. You know, I do believe around Halloween, spirits are more powerful. Not just negative ghosts or anything like that, but people people who have passed on or whatever, or maybe not have passed on. Their spirits are able to walk and roam, and they're easier to contact people like me. So there's a lot of energies coming out for everybody. And I'm just happy to see you coming from this new beginning and going towards a place of value and worth and sunshine. Just be careful, Cancer. I was telling you about those attacks that you guys are going through right now. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful. I hope this is relatable to you guys. As always, I appreciate your comments. Those are most important to me, that you guys comment and tell me, you know, how you enjoyed the reading, or if it was relatable, or if it wasn't relatable at all, because you know, I very much take your guys's you know, your feedback is what I was trying to say. I take your feedback very seriously. So do let me know how this reading, if it applied at all, or maybe if I was a little off on some of the energies, and really that this Ten of Pentacles meant something else for one of you, or maybe you know exactly what some of these energies meant. Please comment. Or you can add me on Facebook, Braylon Caldwell. Add me on Instagram, Pisces Priestess. That's a great way to contact me, okay? All right, Cancer. Have a great October. Have an amazing Halloween. That's my favorite holiday, so I'm looking forward to that. And just wait on Scorpio season. All this energy entering Scorpio, our sister sign, is going to be very beneficial for us. All right, Cancer. I'll talk to you guys next month in November.